Alright, I got this TV today. I tried to plug it in. It doesn't want to power up. Got a flashing power light. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up and look for anything suspicious. Alright, jump cut. A week later. Originally when I opened up this TV, I thought I was going to find that there was going to be leaking capacitors in the power supply, which to my dismay there wasn't. So the next step was I checked all the voltages. You know, my 5-volt rail was at 5.1 and my 12 volts was up at like 12.8, so there was definitely no issue with the power supply. I am going to recap this because this does look like it's been toasty, and this TV is somewhere around 9 years old, maybe a little bit more. So anyways, one side note before I get further on here. If you're ever working on these power supplies, you do want to take an insulated tool of some sort and discharge these capacitors after you have it unplugged. These will hold voltage after the TV is unplugged for a short bit of time, and if the bleeder resistors have failed, they will hold that voltage for quite a long time, and they can give you quite the nasty bite. So always check and make sure your capacitors are discharged before working. If you're not sure what you're doing, I would suggest finding someone who knows what they're doing to poke around in here, because there are things in here that can hurt you. I believe this power supply, for example, that goes to the inverter board here runs at a couple hundred volts, given that this is silicone wire, and there's some sort of switching supply here that looks quite beefy. Anyways, so the TV was power cycling. I didn't have any other issues. I just couldn't get it to turn on. I did some research on Google, and I found that there was a common problem with these regulators. They're under the board. They're two little chips. Mine were fine, but there are two capacitors that are associated with their circuits. There's one on this side where this yellow capacitor is, and there's one on the other side of the board. I found on eBay there is a company called Marks Electronics that's basically sold a repair kit for this. I'm going to go ahead and stand the TV up now. I'll show you that it works. Another common problem, I guess, that those capacitors going bad does cause is that you will sometimes get a screeching of the audio. Mine didn't have that, but I don't have any more blinking power light, so. So as you can see in a moment, the TV works now. It cost me about $9, and I spent about 30 minutes working on it. I want to try and show the work in future videos. I'm sorry I didn't do it for this one. It was a different problem than I expected. If you have any comments or suggestions for what you'd like to see in future videos, leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, give me a like or drop me a subscribe, and I will see you next time.